Good morning, my loves. What a download, what a dream, what important information I have to share. Now, today we're going to talk about disembodied angry souls and what that truly means. There are multiple opinions about what happens to the soul after death, right? Religion says heaven and hell, which isn't wrong, generally speaking, but being stuck there is incorrect, right? Ascension is still a valid aspect of the spiritual life, not just the earthly physical one. Okay, so that's very important to understand. If a soul ends up in hell, it doesn't mean they can't grow out of it. This is a heavy one, my loves, because it's personal. Now, I have lost two very important people in my life. She keeps crying every time I say that. My dog. Yeah, I know. To tragedy. But in different ways. Now, they were both at the hands of men. But the first one was an accident. It truly was an accident. She died of internal injury after he felt the need to go on a high-speed chase. But do you see, that wasn't an intentional act. It was dumb, but it was not an intentional unaliving of her. The second, however, was very much an intentional unaliving, full of rage and anger and hatred and fear. Let's talk about it. Now, when the first one visits me in a dream, she is just like this. She is vibrant. She is smiling. She is happy, joyful. And she verbally expresses, I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well up here. Now, when the second visits me in a dream, her light is off. She is distant, she is angry, she is full of rage, but it's a subtle, it's more of a subtle energy, right? This is what happens when I describe someone as having their light off. Narcissist, for example, and she very much possessed that same energy, right? That disconnect from the heart, right? That disconnect from others. That pain, that anger, that hatred. Okay, so this is important to understand because there are misconceptions about what happens to us after death, that we all just go to the light. We all just go to heaven, and that's not necessarily true. There are levels to this. There are layers to this. And emotional hindrances are what contribute to that, right? The concept of ghosts, for example. There's always a heavy energetic hindrance involved with energies that remain stuck in lower vibrational spaces, okay? It doesn't mean they're stuck there forever. It doesn't mean that at all. Not at all. But it does mean they need more time. They need more time. Right? The level of tragedy, the level of emotion involved in the experience, the level of fear, the level of trauma contributes greatly to that. Okay? The amount of time. Souls have every right to be angry. They have every right to be angry when they've been harmed. They have every right to be angry when they have been harmed. And this leads me to the second part of this video, and I want to talk a little bit more about guiding spirits. I talk about this. I've talked about this. It's in my book, Demetra's Number System, because it's very much a part of the realm of 8 and the worldview that I hold. Relative to ascension, relative to human governance, Now, a guiding spirit is an energy that I define as a guiding force in someone's